after the game. Tracy Wolfson on the field with the quarterback who is now 3-0 with his new team, Justin Fields.
Justin, when I spoke to Coach at halftime, he said he challenged you guys to put up more points, to get more yardage, to run the ball. Specifically you put over 200 yards in that second half. What was that message?
I think it was just, us coming out. Coach T, he challenged us at halftime, just like you said, and the offense and defense showed up in the second half. So just proud of everyone for executing.
For you, I can just tell you're playing with more confidence. You're feeling comfortable every game. How would you describe that confidence you're playing with right now?
Just like you said, I'm confident. God has given me the ability to come out here and play ball, so just playing with his strength, so feeling great.
Tony Romo said the Chargers got Pittsburghed. Now, I think that defines your defense. What's it like having them on your side?
I mean, they're great. They're getting the crowd going with the sacks and the big stops. So, it's always great for our team to have a great defense like that. So,
enjoy the win.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great start to the career for Justin Fields, but Ben Roethlisberger set this bar too high. He won his first 15 starts with the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2004 and 2005, but Fields off to a fantastic start this season. Steelers 3-0, and next up they have the Colts. And Tony Romo, who is on the call, joins us now. Tony, there had kind of been a quarterback controversy in Pittsburgh. Does that come to a rest with the performance by Justin Fields today?
It calms it down for sure. To me, I think he would be my quarterback for the foreseeable future. I think, it won't just take a loss, whereas like today, if he would have performed poorly, I feel like you would have had a real discussion about next week. Now I think we can win, and he's providing us a skill set that we didn't necessarily know we had. So I think there's more than likely chance that he's the quarterback the rest of the way with the way this team is built, barring injuries.
Before we get to the other quarterback and the injury there to Justin Herbert, you described this as the Chargers getting Pittsburghed. What exactly is that, and how did the Steelers do it?
Yeah, that one just came to me in the moment, but I feel like that's just like who Pittsburgh is, right? It was Blitzburg all these years, everything, but it was just hard, smash-mouth football. The thing that the Chargers are creating, maybe not weirdly as far along possibly as the Steelers right now, and part of that's building your culture, your identity, and that's what Pittsburgh's always been. I think Pittsburgh has talent now, and they've allocated resources to that offensive line now for a couple of years. When they all get healthy, maybe not this year, maybe next year, and they get some reps under them, I think the future is bright for this team to play smash-mouth football, play great defense, shorten the games, and just win the game with a T.J. Watt sack or a one Justin Fields throw like you saw today.
On the other side, it's Justin Herbert going out with an injury. How concerning is that when he was coming into the day a question mark and a game-time decision with that ankle?
That was a hard one. I did talk with Jim Nantz and the pregame show beforehand about the concern is, can he make it through the game? Because it's, a high ankle sprain, it's really aggressive to come back that first week. Now, he's a quarterback, so you have a chance. Keep him in shotgun, don't have him under center, all these things to help out. You can game plan around it and help. But the problem is, if you re-injure it, you start all over again for the most part. And hopefully that's the worst thing that happened there. But now they're going through it again. It's like, are you going to go and play him again next week now against the Chiefs in a huge game? It's just, it was a tough one. I was wondering if they were going to have him on a pitch count or bring him in late if they were losing. It was just so much randomness this week. They kept it really close to the vest.
First loss of the season for the Chargers, and the Steelers stay perfect heading to a matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. Tony Romo is joining us here on HQ. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Sundays at 12 o'clock, the NFL Today on CBS, leading you into all the games. Today we only had 3 of them, but that's going to ramp up once again next week. Interesting interview today. J.J. Watt interviewed his brother, T.J. Watt, before that victory today. All right, Leger Douzable is here. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of Chargers fans wondering, like, did should we have rested him this week? Should we have given him more time? I asked you that before the show. You said, nah, I mean, he looked pretty good early. If he was ready to play him.
Correct, and we've seen a history of Justin Herbert and his toughness, right? Had broken ribs, he's played with messed up fingers. So if they worked him out pregame and he felt like he was good enough to go, he wanted to lay it on the line for his team. And to your point, has played really well in the first half, but that is the issue with a high ankle sprain. Any type of hit to it, right, can cause you discomfort. And we see it. It's almost like a routine sack right there, Has. Didn't look like anything that was malicious, but the thing is when you can't plant and the mobility or lack of mobility in that ankle goes down, it hurts. I've had a high ankle sprain, and you're usually good in that first half, especially if you got some of that good medicine in you. But in the second half, that thing starts to wear down, and we saw right there when he took that hit, it was hard for him to get up. Looks like he couldn't put barely any pressure on it. He kind of limped into the blue tent. So I don't think, again, if Justin Herbert told you he was healthy enough and you worked him out pregame, you can't second guess yourself saying we should have sat him out because you're trying to win football games.
Who are the Chargers without Justin Herbert at quarterback?
What's interesting, Has, is we've kind of seen a philosophy change in regards to the L.A. Chargers, right, with their head coach Jim Harbaugh coming over. We know he's a run-first guy, and Justin Herbert had more passing yards than any other quarterback in the first 3 years, so he's used to spinning the ball around the yard. But Justin Herbert gives you that ability with that arm talent that he has to be able to push the ball down, especially on heavy play-action run when you're able to run the ball with J.K. Dobbins. We saw Quentin Johnson really starting to come into himself. He had a touchdown catch in this game from Herbert on a busted coverage, has scored in the last 2 weeks. So you wonder how that affects the young receiver on the outside. So you worry about this team going forward because teams are going to stack the box. It's hard to do that with Justin Herbert because of the arm talent. He can put it anywhere on the field. Now if Tyler Heineke is going to be the starting quarterback, you're going to see 8, 9 guys in the box. They're going to man coverage on the outside. And you got to pray that Tyler Heineke, if Justin Herbert can't go, can make some of those pivotal throws on the outside.
On the other end, it's Justin Fields literally taking the ball and running with it. Russell Wilson gets banged up. He didn't dress again in this game, but there was a thought going into the season that Fields will spell him for a game or two, and then as soon as Wilson gets healthy, he's going to come back in. You can't sit Fields now, can you?
You go with the hot hand, right? And Has, you know, I was on record saying by week 4 I thought Justin Fields was going to be the starter anyway, so it just sped things up initially with Russell Wilson going down. And if you look at what they do on offense, Justin Fields a better fit for this offense that the Steelers like to run, the RPO game. He's able to attack in the middle of the field. Russell Wilson doesn't like throwing the ball in the middle of the field. That throw right there that Calvin Austin just caught, that was an absolute dot and tight coverage, right? Tight window throws. And then we see the ability, right? Russell Wilson can move a little bit, but he can't move like Justin Fields. And the zone read is such a prevalent thing in this offense. You need a guy like Justin Fields that can get on the edge. There were concerns about this offensive line, too, in the beginning of the year. So you need a guy that's mobile enough to make a few guys miss and make some plays on the outside, and that's what Justin Fields can do. I feel like he's really galvanized this offense. We knew what this defense was going to be. They're going to attack you from different fronts. They're going to pass rush and get after the quarterback. But Justin Fields is not only – he hasn't just been a game manager. He's actually elevated this offense as well, Has.
And they have not allowed more than 10 points in any of their first 3 games. The Steel Curtain was the last Steelers team to do that.